Hi everyone, welcome to episode 21 of the Knits and Pieces podcast. I'm Noelle.
And I'm Kelly.
And we're coming to you from southwestern Ontario. Kelly lives in a little town called Courtright, which is probably about 15-20 minutes from Starna. And we're actually probably the nearest big city would be London, Ontario.
Yes.
So, and we are a making podcast because we do sometimes have a few other things other than just knitting. Mm-hmm. It's mainly knitting, but we do a lot of other things too. Kelly's an amazing sewer. So we'll look at some of that a little later on. So we're going to start off by saying a warm welcome to everybody. We've had a few new subscribers in the last little while, so we're very happy to welcome everybody to our channel. We hope that you enjoy. We certainly enjoy making it.
Yes, we do.
So now we'll move on to what we're wearing.
Yes. So today, instead of a knitted project, I'm wearing a dress that I made. It's a linen dress, and the pattern is called the Metamorphic Dress.
Yes, pretty.
And the reason it's a metamorphic dress is actually it has a clever construction. There's a lining that you can see as well that's black. So the dress actually, I can flip it in and wear it both ways. It does have front pockets. I didn't put pockets on the inside for the black lining, but and then it has just a different hemline. So there's a couple of layers. I will show you a close-up picture of the pattern a little bit later on.
Okay. And today I'm wearing this shawl. It's called the Choose Love Shawl, and it's by Patty of the Forest City Knit Girls, who are in London. Mm-hmm. And this shawl, I'll just take it off and show you, is made in 7th floor yarns, and it's a combination of merino and cotton, and it feels really nice.
It does. It's so soft.
So this yarn actually was yarn that I won in a giveaway prize from the Grocery Girls, from one of their sock bash prizes.
Nice.
So, and I mean, honestly, you would have almost thought they
you would have
picked those colors for me, because those are the colors I would have picked.
Absolutely, you would have chosen these.
And the pattern is super easy and intuitive, and Patty actually donates the proceeds from the sale of the pattern to local charities. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of a nice way to support makers.
It's really pretty.
And then my top that I have on underneath is the Rocket Tee by Tanis Lavalley. This is made in Leo and Roxy, one skein of their 80-20 sock and one skein of their silk mohair. And the color is called Patches to Patches. And this is I've made 2 of these. I love this tee. It's just nice and kind of loose at the bottom. It's actually kind of nice for right now, because today's, considering that it's November 29th, is still pretty mild out. So with the shawl and the sweater, I'm perfectly comfortable. So, and now Kelly's going to tell you what Beatrice is wearing.
Beatrice, yes. She's wearing the Hipster by Joji Locatelli, and it's in the Blue Moon Fiber Arts Crack Packa yarn. Nice. It's so soft, and soft. It's in the colorway Tree Toots.
Nice color.
I know.
That's Jacqueline did her Hipster shawl, the first shawl she ever knit actually, and she used the Crack Pack and she loves it.
It's so wearable. It's one of the shawls that I reach for all the time. Yeah. And it's one of my favorites.
Well, and it's like it would be worn, but it's not really super heavy, so it's not like it's a lot of weight around your neck or.
Mm-hmm. No, it's really pretty, and it's just comfortable. There's no itch factor or anything when it's up close to your skin, and it's just a wearable shape. It's an elongated crescent, so it wraps really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we move into FO, Kelly's going to tell you a little bit of an update on our mitten cowl.
Our mitten cowl. So we're hosting that on Ravelry, and actually today is November 29th. So the mitten cowl ends on November 30th, and it would be nice if we'd been podcasting on the same day that we could have drawn it.
Or December 1st.
Or December 1st,
right.
Yes. So we're actually going to do the draw through a random, we've got quite a few entries. I did count them last night, and I forget how many I counted, but there's a lot of entries in there, and a lot of really pretty mittens.
There's a lot of colorwork mittens, and then there's a lot of fingerless mittens.
Fingerless.
Yeah, so everybody's been busy, and lots of really nice patterns. I had to queue a couple of them.
And I think there's a couple of first-time mitten knitters in there too, so that's really good. So we're going to do a random number, and we will draw that on December 1st, but we wanted to include it in this podcast, and it will take me a couple of days to get this edited, and then up onto the YouTube.
Yeah.
So we're going to just insert the slide here of the winner that we draw on December 1st.
Right,
so,
and then we can get the prize out before Christmas.
Yes, so cue slide. Okay, and then congratulations, winner. And we'll get your prize in the mail right away. And actually what you've won is
So pretty.
this little mitten, sock sack, mitten sack, hat sack. It will...
Well, even a one skein shawl you could put in there.
Yeah. I have stuffed them pretty full, but it's a bucket bag, a little boxy bucket bag from my shop, and they're lightly interfaced, so they will stand up on their own, and you can flip the rim down, and it sort of turns into a little yarn bowl that you can work out of. And so yeah, you get that, and I will also get your email, and I will send you the mitten label that's in my shop as well. So congratulations.
Very nice. I like that bag.
You like all the bags.
I know I like all the bags, but I can't help it. You pick such a nice fabric. Okay, so now we'll move on to FOs.
FOs.
Okay, so my first FO is kind of an update on where I am with my work socks that I'm making for the family. So I believe in the last podcast I was working on these gold ones. Okay, so that's one pair that's finished. There's the second sock, just, so that you know that I did actually make two of them. and then this was the little Moki Moki snowman that I made to go along with this one. So this little snowman, I actually gave him a little sweater and mixed the gold with some mohair so he could stay nice and cozy. Okay, second pair that I finished. This pair I actually just used for the contrast color. It's Koigu, they're KPPM, which is a variegated. So I don't know if you can see there. It's like different blues and things. I did finish again the second one. The Koigu PPM I have used before for socks, and it's 100% wool. So I don't really like to have it for the whole heel or the toe, but I think just in the contrast it should be fine. So, but it's just kind of variegated. And then here's the little snowman that goes with that one. And again, he's got, there's his eyes. Nope, I'm turning them the wrong way. There's his eyes, and he's just got a little sweater on. He didn't get any mohair in his though.
No mohair.
He just got a plain sweater. And then the third pair that I finished in the last little while were these red ones. So they're basically just like a classic, what you would normally see in a work sock if you went to buy them in the store. That red that I used in this one is from Turtle Pearl Yarns, and she's out on the east coast of Canada. And again, well, I better show you. I have them both on blockers. Show you them both at once so you know they actually are done. And then the little snowman to go along with this one, he actually got a little Fair Isle sweater. He's just got
So cute.
little Fair Isle decoration around the bottom there. And I should say that this pattern is by Leo and Roxy. It's their anniversary sock set. And that pattern actually comes free when you buy the kit. When you buy the kit, you get the marled sock yarn, the Leo, which is the cream color, and then you get a contrasting color. And I believe they've got like 5 or 6 different colors that you can get in the kit as their contrast.
I think they just restocked into their store in the last couple of days. I saw a post too.
And you can purchase it either from Leo and Roxy, or you can purchase the kit from Little Red Mitten. Okay, and you do get the sock pattern free. It is by Pamela Graham, but it's for Leo and Roxy. Okay, so that's my update on the socks. And I've got just 3 more adult pairs to finish before Christmas.
But ladies
pairs. Ones. Those are the men's ones are all done.
Less stitch count.
That's right. So the big ones are done.
So also this really doesn't have to do with FOs, but we wanted to talk about what's on that plate.
Oh, on the plate? Yeah, I don't know if they can see the plate.
We can't see the plate yet. So these are basically an FO because they're finished. They're little shortbread cookies, and they are yarn ball cookies. So this is here's the press. This is a cookie press. It's a pottery cookie press that our friend Natalie from Remembrance's Pottery makes. I don't think she has any in the shop.
I don't think she makes them anymore.
Used to make them and put them in her shop. So now I'm showing you something that you can't get.
But they're so cute.
It's kind of cruel, but we just wanted to show you how cute little yarn ball cookies are.
When we went to Columbus, Natalie made these cookies for us to take with us.
Road
and
trip
honestly,
cookies.
I didn't know she had a stamp. I thought she took every one of those cookies and drew all that. I thought, holy cow.
So talented. So we're also using her mugs today too. And these she does put periodically in the shop. So
yeah. You have to watch for her updates though if you want to get one.
So you'd be able to get one of these.
Yep.
And they're perfect handle.
But even like the little cookies with the stamp make a really nice gift to package up and give to a knitter for Christmas.
Yes.
So
Is there some coming to me?
don't you have a stamp, Kelly?
Yes, I do have a stamp.
There's one right there.
Okay. Perfect.
You can have those ones.
Okay.
So
Moving on. So I finished these this week too. These are for a man that shall remain nameless. And this is sock yarn from Timber Yarns. And I too have a pair, just in case you're worried that we're cheating on our FOs. And so when you buy from Timber Yarns this colorway, she packages it up sort of as a little set. So it's called Monster Cookies. And it comes with this fun little card. And on the back is her favorite monster cookie recipe. And
have you made the cookies?
I haven't, because some of the cookies are going with the socks, right? And it comes with this cute little monster cookie stitch marker, and
which definitely looks edible.
Definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't have that around a baby
or a cat.
Yeah. And so the nice thing that I find about Timber Yarns is, so there's enough yarn to make a full men's size pair. And then this colorway is called Peacock Blue that I used for heels and toes. And I actually did an extra trim at there. And then I'm left with 2 of these balls, which have a total of 15 stripes in here. And I will be making a mini pair, or so like a short pair of socks, and adding it, and the heels and toes in this one will be big red.
That's nice.
And so Timber Yarns, when she dyes yarn, you get 100 grams of her dyed yarn, but it comes in 2 skeins that have been dyed together, so you will have
perfectly matching.
A perfectly matched pair of socks. And this is not a pattern, this sock. This is sort of just a sock recipe that I use.
What did you put down there?
This one I put just a 4-stitch cable, just for a little bit of detail. Otherwise, it's just a plain vanilla style sock with an afterthought heel. And yeah, that's what I had.
Yeah, did you roll this?
I did.
Like this? I've never done that.
I think
I'm gonna have to
they call them gobstoppers.
Yeah. They look so cool, but then I wouldn't want to knit with it. I just want a little bowl of them sitting there.
Yeah, that would be pretty too.
Yeah, it's cute. So. Okay, so my next finished object, I was working on these last time. These are called the Susie Rogers Reading Mitts by Susie Rogers.
I love those.
And I do have them finished. I think I had one done last time. And yeah, I love the feel of them. Modifications that I made, after I did this cuff and did the lace pattern, I decreased in here so that it would snug up to my wrist. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I really like them. They're done in Barocco Providence. That's the burgundy that's got the silk little nubs in it. And then I held it with a silk mohair, which was Elan Silken Kid, and that color was called Raisin. But I think the 2 colors just blended really well together.
And it's a nice neutral color. It goes with
everything. Well, like my winter coat is like an off-white, so it'll go with that, and would go with black. It would go with gray.
Goes with pink.
Goes with pink. Doesn't everything?
Everything goes with pink, yes.
So, and that is a free pattern on Ravelry. So it's actually, basically it's a DK weight is what the pattern calls for. So they actually knit up pretty quick if you wanted to do them as a quick Christmas gift. Okay.
That's actually something else that we're focusing on today. Even though we're finishing up our mitten cowl, we also, title is decking our halls. So we wanted to talk about some of the things that you can do that are quick knits that you can use in your house. So we've already gone over the cookies, which you don't have to knit, of course, but you do get to enjoy over the holidays. And I know that Christmas isn't for everyone. So, you know, Christmas can be a difficult season for some people. It's going to be difficult for me this year. We normally fly across the country to Vancouver to visit our daughter for Christmas, and because of COVID and the world situation, we aren't able to do that this year. So we'll be Zooming and FaceTiming our way through Christmas this year. So I know it's not specifically joyous for everyone, but we're hoping that everyone can at least find some joy in the season. You don't necessarily have to celebrate Christmas, but you know, just remember to take some time for yourself and do some things that bring you some personal joy and little projects. And everybody likes to get little handmade gifts. And I know,
and it's and even for the maker, it's nice. It's a sense of accomplishment just to finish something.
Yes.
Like I really like to start and finish something like in a couple of hours, and then you've really felt like you've done something for.
So we can talk about some things that brought me joy last year that are going to bring more people joy this year. Is last year Noelle gifted me one of her awesome little teeny tiny sweaters, and I put this on my tree, and hanging from it brought me also joy. And I'm hoping, maybe if I hang it over here just to really focus in on it, is a little glass stitch marker, and this is from our friend Ann Tudor. And she does glass stitch markers, or makes glass stitch markers.
Beautiful.
And this is a little angel that Noelle gifted me to go along with my little sweater. And you have another pile of cute little sweaters to show off.
So these are something that are like a pretty quick knit that you can do, and actually all you need is some little leftovers of yarn. Right, so that one, the first three I'm going to show you are made with timber yarns, and it's just some leftover that I had from socks. So I believe that, I won't be able to remember all the colorways. Because not all the colors are in the sweater, right? But I mean, that's basically, you knit the sweater down, and then I cut the yarns because I want the sleeves to match. So, anyway.
And I think we first saw these little sweaters when we were in Columbus.
Yes.
And we met somebody when we were leaving who has become a good friend, Michelle, and she actually is Quimby Cottage on Instagram, and she has a podcast as well. And she had these little sweaters because
so cute.
She had brought them to her friends that she had traveled there with, I think. And so we totally jumped in on that. They're a little fiddly for me. Noelle loves making these, and I like receiving them. So
there's the next one. And I know that this one was a Harry Potter colorway. And that one, because it ended with the gray, I had to then trim the sleeves with a little bit of gray. And then this one, I believe, was Log Cabin.
That's so pretty.
And then this last one here is actually not timber yarns. This is Patton's Croy, and it was the blue marl. So, but yeah, I mean, they make nice little gifts. You can hang a little stitch marker on them, or they're just a nice little gift just to give the way they are.
And how long do they take you to make?
Probably 2 to 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So depending, like that one, because I held glitter with the with the gold and just a glitter thread, it was just, but not that long. It's more the fiddliest part is doing the sleeves actually.
Yeah, and it's a little. So it's an evening project, or you know, like some people celebrate Scrappy Sundays where they like to sit down and do a small project. So it's something small that you can do quickly and have that sense of accomplishment.
Yep. Well, I thought that maybe you might have needed one for your tree for this year.
Oh, did I get it?
A few things for your tree.
A few things for my tree. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have now, I'm going to get rid of the tissue first. So now I have a full set of little red ornaments. You can see my tree behind, and I do like to trim it in red. So I have my own little Moshi snowman, and look at, he's wearing Fair Isle and a hat and a palm.
Well, he's kind of like evolved after I've done confused. I thought, oh, they should have this. They should have
This
this.
is what all the elevated well-dressed moshi snowmen are wearing this year. And a Selbu mitten. I need to show it on here so we can really get the details. I should have brought a brown paper up. Look at the detail. Look how cute that is. And then on the back, it's just like the underside of a Selbu mitten. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but I didn't do the thumb. I didn't get that carried away.
That's okay.
So.
That's okay. And then I have an updated sweater.
And then that is timber yarns. So that was left over from her colorway called Work It.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
So
gorgeous.
I know. I
Thank
look
you.
at these sweaters, and if I knit those in a big sweater, I'd wear it.
Right?
I know.
They're totally wearable.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh. Okay. Well, he's going on the tree. You'll get to see him.
And that's the Moki Moki Snowman by Anna Hiroshik. And again, just little bits and pieces of leftover yarn. So
Thank
that
you.
like the hat is the Leo and Roxy, and that glitter is one that I made one of the granddaughters a Christmas sweater out of her first year. So just like little bits and pieces of what you've got left.
It's so cute.
And then the little mitten was a tiny Selbu mitten by Marion Rosie Watney. But we'll have all that in the show notes.
Yes.
So
Well, thank you.
you're welcome.
Expanding my little tree collection now. Okay, I have a couple of other little things that can go on a tree. I'm just going to confess, I didn't knit very much in the last couple of weeks since our podcast. I didn't get to sew very much. Full disclosure, I've become a cautionary tale for what not to do in a windstorm when you're getting in and out of a vehicle. So 2 Sundays ago, we had a very violent windstorm, and I had gotten home from the grocery store and I was exiting the passenger side of my vehicle. I put my leg out, held the door, and I was reaching for something from the cup holder that was being stubborn, and after a few attempts with the left hand, I just got frustrated, went and dove in with the right hand, and the wind slammed my leg in the door. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a really painful couple of weeks. It's been a couple of trips to the hospital. Luckily, nothing was broken. I have done some damage to that lower part of my leg. I have a large hematoma. I've posted a few horrible pictures, which I will not put in this podcast, but there's been a few that I've posted to Instagram. And yesterday I will say yesterday was the first day that I've noticed a vast improvement. I started physio this past week, and that's been really helpful. So one might think with all of my sitting in the past couple of weeks, I could have knit up a storm, but that is not the case. You know, there are just some things, knitting is not joyful when you're in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to sit at the sewing machine. My leg had to be elevated all of the time. So anyway, I'm hoping that is all behind me, because yes, I'm definitely feeling better and getting around a little bit more. So I did manage to get, so this first one is what happens when you knit in pain. So there's this cute little pattern floating around on Ravelry, and it's a free pattern as well, and it's called Starna, and it's by Carolina Eckerdahl, and it's a free pattern as well. So I made this cute little star, right? And it also takes a couple of hours. It's fiddly.
Yeah,
so
and that's when you get into the little things. It's like, they're not difficult, they're just fiddly.
But you cast it on, and then you actually pick up.
So
after
is this the cast on?
Yeah, so you
Okay.
you cast on 110 stitches, I think, and then you knit that onto 5 double point needles, and that's your 5 points. And then at that same time, you use a circular needle and you go into the purl bumps and you pick up your 110 stitches and just leave that circular needle attached at the back,
Okay.
right? And then so you'll knit 1/2 of the star, decreasing it down to the center point, and then you'll go back and you'll knit the back part of the star the same way. So everything that's on the circular moves on to 5 needles. It's a fun little pattern, but again, so this is not the right way to do it. This is the way the pattern is supposed to look. So it has these nice rounded, curved edges, and
I like this one.
so this is the mistake, right? This is not in the pattern. This is not how the pattern is written. And again, not concentrating very well. I obviously picked up the wrong side of the purl bumps.
Well, would that be what's inside that one?
Yes. So
Okay.
this purl bump edge on this star would actually be what is inside here.
Okay.
So you get these nice, cute little rounded But
Yeah,
having
this star
said
has
that,
more definition.
I don't not like this.
No, I like
I
that
think
one.
it's quite cute with
Yeah.
the little bit of a pearl bump edge. So anyway, I have 2 of them. I'm going to make more.
Can you figure out how to do this again?
Yes, I think I can figure it. I think I can figure it out. And I apologize to Carolina for,
Hey, we
Doing
all
her
do
pattern a different
modifications
way.
on things.
but I don't mind it. I think it's kind of cute.
I mean,
And-
I like this too,
yeah.
but I like both of them.
But I think these are fun. So again, I mean, you could tie these onto a gift. You could do a few of them. I think they'd be really pretty, like in a window, if you had like a nice birch branch to tie a few like at different levels.
Yeah.
And I think it would be really pretty to just sort of hang.
And you could do silver and gold, or
You could do silver and
Yeah.
gold. You could
You could do
any
whatever,
color.
yeah.
I have seen a few. This is a big project on Ravelry. I think the last I checked, over 1,600 people had made
Wow.
little stars, and I've seen some people actually do them in stripes too.
Okay.
So the
yeah.
the stripes, yeah.
or
Anyway,
fade.
A fade. You could do a fade. You could do mohair.
Mohair.
Stars. There are multiple things you could do. But anyway, I wanted to show you these and. I
So
like
do you
them.
have to do it on the 5 needles? I guess you do, because you've got the points. Like, could you do it on a circular, or would you have to have like pieces of your cord in between each?
No, I thought I was thinking that as I was making them too, because once I got down on the 5 points, and it gets very fiddly here in the middle.
Yeah.
So then I switched it to just 2, and I was using like a third one to knit across just
Okay.
2 rows. So I think you could. It might be a little tight when you start.
Right.
And I think there's even, I don't know if it was on her pattern or if somebody else had modified it. They found a way to make a 6 point
6.1.
start.
Okay.
That might have been someone else. But anyway, I just wanted to show these off, and these are sort of my contribution to tiny holiday things that I
Cute,
like.
Pretty. So, okay.
What else have you got?
So I have got a couple of headbands. So I did these for my granddaughters. So this is called Morning, where is it here? Winter Morning, and they are nice and thick and cozy. So there's 2 of them. So these are for the 2 sisters.
I love these.
And that's just done in Lion Brand Thick and Quick. So I believe it's got, like, it is acrylic, but it's got 20% wool in it.
And it's
So it
cozy.
feels
It's so
nice.
soft and
Yep.
cozy.
And both of those were made out of one skein, and I still probably have enough to knit. Maybe not quite another one this thick. I'd maybe have to cut down the border a bit, but I'd have enough out of the one skein to do another one. So that color is called Spice Market. The pattern is a free pattern. It's called Winter Morning. It's by Kalura Hudson on Ravelry. And again, we'll have that linked in show notes. And I'll get you a picture of the 2 girls with the
Yes.
wearing them.
Yes.
So, okay, and then this is another little headband that I did. So this is probably for Zoe. And this one is done in Leo and Roxy. They're super bulky, but isn't that like, just feel it. And this is 100% wool.
Merino. Is this merino?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
And
just
it's
feel-
like a single ply, and it's like, it's just,
It's almost a roving, right?
yes. It's, I was doing that when I had a little bit left. I thought, oh, maybe I could practice
you spin
spinning
it?
with this. I know. But that color is called Major Tom. I love the colors in it.
It's gorgeous.
And that pattern is called Golden Band. It's by Tyga Hilliard Designs. But because I only had like 30 yards or 30 meters of this left, because I did a cowl in it last
cowl.
year. Yeah, so I only had that left, so I kind of had to modify the pattern. So it's supposed to be, in the middle here, was supposed to be like an 8-stitch or 6-stitch cable, so I cut it down to like 4. But that's plenty big enough for a 3-year-old. So in fact, wider might have almost been too wide.
Yes.
Like if that had another 4 stitches, it would have brought it out to.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
anyway, so that one, and those are really super easy, quick gifts. I mean, that was probably, not even an hour.
So less time than it takes
Yes.
to make a teeny tiny
Yes,
sweater.
yes. And I actually learned something new on these. So I'm trying to find where I grafted it.
No?
There, I think. So you can't
Uh-uh.
see anything. And on these ones too, like these ones you can see a little bit because the color changes. But what I did was, maybe it looks better on this one. No, there you can see the color changes.
Okay.
But what I did was, and I'm not perfect at it, and I don't know if you can see that, but you can graft and do it like so that you're knitting the knit stitches and purling the purl stitches, so your pattern, so you're grafting in pattern.
Grafting
I guess
in
that's
pattern.
what I'm trying to say. And I've never, I mean, I don't know why, I've never done that before, and I thought, well, I'm just going to try, and it was like, it was easy, but you really had to get your mind around thinking about it, because I'm so used to grafting, going like knit, purl, knit,
Right.
purl, knit, and every time you come to an opposite stitch, you have to do the opposite, so you really have to think about what you're doing. But then instead of getting a solid line across, right, you get, like, you can't hardly tell there that.
No, it's really very seamless. Yeah.
Yep.
Good job. But again,
So I'll
quick.
definitely use, yeah, really quick, nice little project, be perfect in a stocking.
Yes.
So.
And these are great for walking in
Yep.
the evening.
Well,
Just
or even like I
cozy
was
headband.
thinking with the kids, because like sometimes when it's cold enough and they're outside, like it's hard to get their hood up if they've got big hats with pom-poms on. Whereas
Right.
if they had something like this covering their ears, then you can just pull their hood up and still kind of
Yeah, and they can wear them pretty low too. Like it can
Yep.
sort of come across the forehead, right?
Yep.
And that's where I always get a headache. Like across when it's really
When it's
cold
cold,
in your
yep.
forehead.
So
Very nice.
yeah, so those, and then I have another little quick project. So this is just a little cowl, and this is called the Rasta Cowlette, because I think originally the pattern was done with Malabrigo Rasta. So, but this again is the Lion brand, thick and quick, and it's just, put it on, it's just a nice little, like cowl that would sit nice inside your coat and still keep your neck and up here warm, because it comes right up at the back. Really quick, one skein of yarn. And again, it didn't take very long, like an evening for sure. You could do at least one. So, and this color is called Moonlight. And the pattern itself is by Barbara Benson, and it is also a free pattern. So like lots of quick, easy gifts. And I don't know, it's fun to do too, something different. And again, because I was doing all those socks, it made me at least feel like I was getting something else done.
Yes.
So,
And then
and I have one
Okay.
more FO. So this is
these two.
a little cardigan sweater for one of my granddaughters. I still have two more to do, but I'm not going to do the same one because I got tired of knitting this one.
It's so precious though.
So anyway,
it looks like a little antique. It's an antique rose color.
Yeah.
It looks like a little antique sweater. I love everything about it. It's dainty.
Yeah, I like the A-line.
And an A-line on a baby.
So this one is
Zoom
called
in
the
on the
Gooseberry Cardigan,
buttons.
and it is by Pernell Larson, and she is knitting for Olive on
And look at the buttons.
Ravelry. Yeah, the buttons are little kitty cats, and you can see
There we go.
There you go, little kitty cats and kitty cat
Paw
paws.
So darn cute.
So now that pattern, I think it was originally published in Danish, and there were a few things that I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for a first-time knitter, because there were a few things that were just, I think it's because of the translation, that you might not have gotten if you were a first-time knitter. Like for instance, it's got a chart, but the chart, the symbols are not what your normal symbols are. So I had to keep looking at it going, well, what is that? Because I'm used to like a knit two together symbol being like this, and the slip knit being like that. And they just had a few different symbols. So you really had to be conscious of that when you were doing it. But I do really like the finished sweater. So.
And I have, well, on our last podcast, Noelle had made a pair of these, and I liked them so much that I decided I needed a pair as well. And these are
nice.
the Inez gloves. And again, it is a super quick, I do have two. It's a super quick project in a couple of hours, because that's about all I have to knit in an evening, is maybe a couple of hours. And so that's one glove. And I made these to go with
this?
Beatrice's shawl. So this is using the crack packet again, the Blue Moon Fiber Arts. And then Noelle had a little bit of Fleece Artist Zambezi mohair left over in pewter, and so I added that together. So you can see it's the variation.
Yeah.
So the mohair is like
Well,
a
you
gray
just see
color.
that, like the halo, right?
It just softens
Yeah.
the color a little bit, like compared to what this one is, right? It's just a little softer, but noticeably a pair. And things I would do differently next time. I love the way they fit. They're so cozy. And I actually knitted an extra 4 rows in pattern because my hands are long, and I wanted it to come right to the tip here so that when I'm out walking, they're warm. Things I would do next time though, I would add in a thumb.
Well, all you would have to do is like put those on a
Yes.
like a thread or something, right? And then go back, pick up a couple in there, and it would be easy enough. You could just do it in the ribbed, and then it would hug your thumb really nicely.
It would. And after I finished the first one and tried it on, I instantly regretted not knitting even just 5 or 6 rows.
Yeah.
Because the stitch it's a loose gauge. 5 or 6 rows of a thumb would have just given, up to my knuckle. And because now when I look at it, I think my thumb looks very long. But anyway, they are so soft. They're so cozy. I love them. And again, so if you're looking for a quick gift with a small amount of yarn, now I think it called for an Aran weight yarn because this is a free pattern.
Yes, it was
as
Aran
well.
weight, yep.
So it was Aran weight, but the crack packet is a DK, and then when I added the mohair, I have gauge, no problem.
Yeah.
And I didn't change anything. I think the pattern said to knit in 4.5 millimeters, and that's what I used.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I used 4.5 with mine too. But yeah, it's super quick knit and makes a really nice gift. And again, a lot of these things that we're showing, maybe not the cowl, but like the little snowmen, the little sweaters, these mitts, the stars, like you can use like your leftover bits and pieces of yarn for it. So
Yes.
it's not even like you have to go out, not that we don't like going out and buying yarn, but
Everybody has some small leftovers and this took, I meant to mark this down. It's on my Ravelry page, so you can go in and look at the project. It takes such a little bit of yarn. I think I only had 11 grams to start of the mohair. I mean, I know mohair weighs nothing, but I still ended up with mohair. So
Yeah.
I think I might have used
mohair does, like it goes on
forever.
So, and the Zambezi I think is discontinued.
Is it?
Yeah, and the Zambezi came in a great big,
It's 1,000 meters or something,
I
wasn't
think it was even more. Oh, it was 1,000 meters, but I think it was 125 grams. So, but I do, like that was discontinued, but then they brought in another one.
Okay.
But you get a big ball of that and it goes like forever. Because I had done, before I gave that, I had done a whole sweater with the ball, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so any more FOs?
I just have this little thing too.
okay.
So this is just something I threw together really quick in the sewing studio. So this is just a little, I will call it a knitting bag sachet. I filled it with lavender and a little bit of flaxseed, and you could make these so quickly.
No, I couldn't.
Well, you can, and you can buy lavender even at a bulk barn store. They sell
Yeah.
it. It's really
amazing.
inexpensive, and so this was just scraps that I had left. A 3-inch. I used a 3-inch square, and then so I just stitched around. I filled it with the lavender, and then I just used pinking shears to cut off the
around
edges so it won't fray. You could throw these in your knit bags. You could throw them in your sock drawers. You could carry them around in your
And
purse.
you can even, like,
put
I
them in
know
your coat pockets.
some of the ones that I've done, like don't have those, but I just did the tea bag ones. And then after a while, when they lose the scent, you can buy lavender essential oil and just add a little drop
Yes.
of the essential oil to it and refresh the.
But again, it's a pretty and a cute way you can make up in an afternoon. You could make a whole pile of them, and then you could just tie them onto gifts for people.
Yeah, or you could stick it in a pair of socks so that they have it to put in their sock drawer.
It's another idea. It's just endless.
Yeah, it smells
Keep them
great.
at your desk. You just need an extra little pick-me-up, and the lavender is soothing, and it's so yeah, I just wanted to show that too.
Okay,
I think that's it for FOs.
I think so.
Okay, moving on.
To okay, so now we're on to whips.
Whips.
I actually don't have that many because I finished most of those things and I'm basically working on the work socks, right? So I'm on.
Well, we've been working on short projects.
Yes.
So we're
Well, I shouldn't say I don't have many. I do have them. I just haven't worked on them.
right.
Right. Because the shawl I showed last time, I haven't done anything on. Have you done anything on yours?
No.
So that'll be after Christmas. January is going to be
All about us.
Self-soothing.
Us. Our knitting.
That's right.
Selfish
Okay.
knitting.
Selfish knitting, that's right. So this is another pair that I got for Christmas. So this is one of the ladies' pairs. So I've got the first one done, and I've got this one, the second one started. So once that pair's done, then there'll just be 2 more adult pairs. So, but I'm gonna get them done. So.
And I literally have only one whip on the go. So, was it last year that she came out with this pattern?
Yes.
Last year, Natalie came out. Natalie Sheldon had a pattern called Tree Farm Socks, and I really like her pattern, but I thought it would be fun to make it as a mitten. So I'm almost finished my mitten. I just have a thumb to do. And so this is her pattern for the socks, and that's the inside. And 60 stitches, I think. Yes.
I don't remember.
But it was perfect for a mitten.
Well, it is, like, if you look at it, like,
yeah,
the number of stitches like that I would normally do for a sock is like 60 or 64, and when we did those mittens, the Texas mittens, that's about what they are.
Yeah.
So
this is all over color work, and then I just added to finish it off. I used my rounded toe recipe that I use, and I still have obviously a thumb to put in. And speaking of thumbs, the thumb inside out thumb tutorial will be up by the time this podcast is up. And
and it's inside out for any type of color work knitting.
Inside out for any color work knitting. If you struggle and you find that your color work is getting too tight when you're knitting, like on a smaller circumference, I'm going to show you the tutorial using the thumb, because typically if I'm doing color work, I will do the thumb inside out. Okay, and all of that really means is that you're knitting. You're not typically knitting inside out. You're knitting on the right side of your knitting, but instead of carrying your yarn inside, you're actually carrying the yarn on the outside of the thumb. So you flipped this and work on it, but you all will be revealed in the tutorial. Yeah. It's so much easier than it sounds.
It is. And like even some of the little snowmen that I do that have the little bit of fair isle around the bottom, for those rows, I flip it inside out and do it, because it's so much easier. That, like, the way the yarn carries, it's just, you don't tend to be pulling it at.
Right.
So.
And I used for this, I used Leo and Roxy it's called Little Gray, but it's very creamy.
Yeah.
It's nice. And then I used Knit Picks Stroll Glimmer in Aurora Heather. So I don't know, I can see the glimmer.
I can see it
on there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could see it in the mittens or not, but it's just a really nice lightweight mitten. And so you can find her patterns on Ravelry and also on her website, which I think is Remembrances Pottery. And
I'll put that in the show notes.
It will be in the show notes.
Yeah. But it'll actually be relatively warm, because you figure with the color work, you've got a double strand around all the.
Yep, it is. And I knit this on 9-inch circulars too. So I did the color work. I don't know why that looks different at the back. Odd. Anyway, super cozy. Super cozy.
So anyway, that pattern came out last year, and I test knit it for Natalie. And the first pair I did, you remember the first pair I did? It was the gray and the gray, and the trees were all in the cream, which I held with mohair. And Jacqueline claimed them basically. So she's had them out already, wearing them this year. So I did another pair. I thought, well, I'm going to do another pair for myself. So I finished these last year, but not till December 31st, I think. So I really didn't wear them a lot last year. So this is basically the same as Kelly's, except this is in the sock pattern. So the only difference is I still have the same Knit Picks yarn for the trees, but my white is Regia Soft Glitter. So it's even got glitter in it too in the white part.
Yeah.
So, and then I did my cuff. I just did a little bit of a twisted stitch in the cuff, just to give it a little something different.
It's pretty. It's really pretty.
So, and I really enjoyed knitting them. Now, when I did those, I did not do it on circular or inside out. And now, I think I should have known that then, but I didn't.
You're a reformed knitter.
That's right. Next time for sure. They're going to be inside out and on a 9-inch.
Yeah, see, we older dogs can learn new tricks.
That's right. And I mean, it is like the more you keep knitting, the more you realize you don't know. Right? But anyway, it's nice to learn new things, and then you you feel like you've accomplished something. So
Absolutely.
okay, so now I think we're going to move on to acquisitions. Okay, so I do have a few acquisitions. So the first one is a new project bag. So this was actually a gift from Caroline of Off the Grid Needle Arts. So she made this bag for me. It's definitely sweater size. Gorgeous bag. It feels nice and thick, and I can probably fit, I'm sure I could even fit a bulky sweater in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's got
Nice.
really pretty lining on the inside. She knows I like pink. So yeah, really like it. Nice handle on the outside. And she's got a shop on the internet too, and it's called Evertote. And she's got beautiful bags in there if you want to check out her shop. Again, I will put that in the show notes.
Yep,
So
very nice.
that's my first acquisition.
Okay, carry on.
Okay, next. We actually went for a long car ride and met friends of ours because they had picked us up a bike because they could get it up where they live and we couldn't get it where we were. So we just met them halfway and just had a quick coffee outside. But Tracy also brought me some of her hand spun. So this is the first one, and it is from Spin City, and the color's called Titania. And so there's 116 grams of that, and it's probably about a DK weight, but just like gorgeous. That one's got glitter in it too. Like I can only aspire to be able to spin like Tracy does.
It's beautiful.
It is. It's just like, so I think I'm gonna use it in like a Fair Elf sweater and use it as the contrast.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Like it's so, and I mean her spinning is so even.
It's
and
very
so
consistent.
Yep. And my spinning wheel did come, but I had to just say, no, I can't look at this until Christmas is over because I have too many Christmas gifts and things that I want to get done. So I have to focus on that first.
It's gorgeous.
So, and then this other one, and I just love this color. This one is, it's called Bougainvillea. It's the colorway. I'm not sure what the company is, but it's Superwash BFL. So really pretty. It's got like pinks and pale greens and just gorgeous. And again, like beautiful spinning. I just don't know if I'm sure my first attempts are not going to look even like yarn, let alone anything like that. So again, I think there's over 100 grams of that. So again, I think it's going to go in a sweater as a contrast or something.
It's so pretty. Very nice.
Okay. And I'll finish first and then.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So then while we were up there picking up the bike, we also went to the Wool and Silk Co. in Shelburne. So I got a sweater's quantity, and it's actually not pink. It's a sweater's quantity of Eco Tweed DK by Estelle. And this is, where is it here? 70% organic wool, 25%, I think it's bamboo. It says cellulosic viscose, but if you look at it on their website, I think it's bamboo. Anyway, it's kind of like a tweedy yarn. It came in gorgeous colors. I almost bought this deep burgundy, and I thought, nope, I need a plain gray sweater. A lot of times I'll think, I really wish I had just a plain gray sweater, but all my sweaters are colored.
It's soft too.
It is soft, I know.
It's really soft.
And it's well, they say it's a DK weight, but it's
a light DK.
Yeah, 350 yards and 100 gram. And they had gorgeous colors and really like it wasn't very expensive.
It's very nice.
So, and I mean, you could even hold that with a mohair.
Absolutely.
Or I've got like pink alpaca in a lace weight. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I'm going to. I just say you could.
You could. Everything goes with pink.
Anyways, but yeah, I thought that was just a nice gray, and a cardigan like that could even go with like what I've got on. Or so I really do need to have some. I really love color, and I love to knit with color. But then when I go to get something, I think, I wish I had something just kind of plain. But
it's pretty. It's really pretty.
Okay, and then I've got a couple of things. Sorry. This is just another color in the Pure Gint. The Pure Gint is what I did that the little sweater, the gooseberry cardigan for my granddaughter. And this color is actually lighter. This color is called Is it? I think this one is just called pink. And oh no, this one's called light pink and the other one was called dusty pink. So there's the difference. So I think I got them little dresses that have all different colored hearts on them. So I think one will have this color, one will have this color, and then I think I've got like a pale yellow or a pale turquoise that I might do the other sweater in. And that, again, that yarn is 100% wool. It's 100% Norwegian wool. It's a good price point, and it actually feels like you felt the cardigan. It doesn't feel real, like it's not soft like merino, but it doesn't feel.
No.
And when the kids have a cardigan on, it's going to be over like a t-shirt or something. It's not like they're going to have the cardigan on with anything else.
This is the Norwegian yarn, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Very pretty.
Mm-hmm. And then.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So this was my daughter-in-law and I. We made a trip to. There's a yarn store. I think the address is Petrolia. It's called Country Yarns. Have you been there?
I have not.
So we took a trip there because Rachel kind of just got into knitting and, you know, we needed to just like have a little knitting trip. And I saw this yarn there and it is Gathering Yarn. The harvest is here. One Shot Series. It's Canadian yarn. This is their marled sock. It came in different colorways. This colorway is called Plum. But I thought like that'll make an amazing pair of socks. So, and it was like $16.
It's pretty.
For 100 grams.
It's really pretty. Oh, and it's soft.
That one's yours.
Oh!
So we can have twins.
Thank you.
Well, I didn't want to say, no, Kelly, look at this amazing yarn, but I didn't get you any.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Anyway, and I thought that you could even use like in a sweater if you were doing like a
Yes.
color work to put through it. But yeah, like, but it also came in like a gold and a green, and I think there was a blue, because I know Rachel bought some of it too to do. And I just think the marled is really in right now. Like that would just make a nice pair of socks.
I love marl. I do. I really love the way marl
Yeah,
works.
and it's called
So will
Plum.
it be striped? Did you see?
I didn't, so I don't know.
So it's a surprise.
So it's a surprise. But it's
Could
like
be-
got,
This might be like the Christmas Eve cast on.
yeah, it could be, because Rachel's got it too.
There we go.
Anyway,
Thank you.
thought it felt really nice. I thought the price point was amazing.
Absolutely.
So, and Country Yarns, Jean is the owner, and she was like super nice. And it turned out, it was funny because it turned out, Rachel goes, oh, I know Jean, I used to babysit for her. So anyway, so it was really nice to go in there, and she gives a discount to seniors if you're over 55. So sometimes it's okay to be old.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I'll put the link to her shop down in the show notes too. And I didn't bring them, but what else I bought there were some new cords. Like I have a couple of needle sets, and one of them is a Licca set, and I like the Licca set. I love the smoothness of the wood needles, but I don't really like the Licca cords. I find them stiff.
Okay.
So it's okay if you're just doing something that you're not magic looping.
Right.
But if you're magic looping, I find the cord a little stiff. But Knitter's Pride, they actually make a cord that fits onto the Licca needles. And the ones that they're coming out with now are kind of all in fluorescent colors. Like in each color is a different cord length.
Oh, okay. I like that.
And they're pretty inexpensive. So I bought a bunch of them, and I find they have much more flexibility than the actual Licca cords.
Good.
So
Actually, the stiffness of a cord is why I used to knit like a magic loop, and that's why I switched all of my socks over. I now knit them with two 16-inch needles, and it's just because of that. I got tired of the cord, always, pushing the sock around the cord, and now I find with the two 16 inches, it doesn't really matter. The needles drop down on the back side that you're not working with, and for me, it just, I don't know, the flow is easier.
But the stiff cord is okay if you've got like a sweater that fills up the whole thing. It's just when you're doing magic loop, it's just not flexible enough to make it easy to work with. So.
Exactly.
Okay, that's all.
Okay, and I only have one acquisition, and it actually is not even, it's not yarn.
It's not yarn.
No, it's fabric. So this is from Needlework Fabric, or just Needlework in Hamilton, and they had a sale on their washed linen, and that
is a gorgeous color.
The first color
Kind of has a pink tinge, don't you think?
it kind of has a pink. I would call it
It's
copper.
pretty copper, yeah.
But the nice thing, and I mean, obviously, I know you can't see this on there, but the feel of this, when they say wash linen, this is
so
exactly
nice.
what it feels like. It feels like something linen
just-
that you've had and
yeah.
you've already washed it 100 times. So there's no breaking in, like,
No.
because linen, you know, you either like linen or you do not like it, because it will wrinkle when you wear it, absolutely. But I like it when it feels like it's really broken in.
Yeah.
Like this dress, I haven't washed it enough times yet
Gotcha,
that
yeah.
it feels even as
But
good as
have you
this.
even washed that fabric yet?
No, this is
Yeah.
how it came.
Wow.
So it's really gorgeous. So I bought two dress quantities. Two dress quantities. So I bought the copper, and then I have
that's pretty too.
It's like a denim blue, and
I
these
can't believe it's just so soft.
so soft. I know, and these
And that's a pretty substantial fabric. Like that's a nice fabric. Like it's not like it's going to have good weight to it.
Yeah,
when-
I can't remember if it's a 10 ounce or not, but I almost want to say it is a 10 ounce fabric. And then they do a very nice job at matching up the.
Oh, so you just tell them to match the thread?
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
that's
well,
nice.
actually, no. On their website, they will
Oh,
tell
okay.
you which thread will coordinate with the fabrics. And now that we're shopping online more than we are in stores, that I appreciate that.
So that you bought that online?
I bought, yeah,
Okay,
I ordered
okay.
this online, and they have a great shipping policy, and it was here super quick. I order actually from them pretty regularly for the shop when I'm doing bags. This was my first time purchasing like my own garment
Right.
fabric from them. This was not the one that they suggested. They didn't have the
The
blue.
one, okay.
That
But
was
that
a
matches pretty
suggestion,
well,
but this was the next closest one that I could find. And then the copper, actually, it's a perfect match. So
that's nice.
that will blend in really nicely. And what I plan to make with these, I guess. So I referenced this before, but these patterns, so this dress is the Metamorphic Dress, and here's actually now, I'll show you a picture of it. It's from a company called So Liberated, and it's Meg McElwee, and I love the shape of her dresses. They're just, you know, especially now, like the crop sweater trend is kind of in, so just to have a dress that you can throw on underneath instead of having to worry about, you know, a shirt that's going to come down. And the style of the dress, you know, especially at this time of year, I love it because, well, normally when I could fit a boot onto my leg, you could throw them on with some tights and a pair of boots, and
Or leggings.
you're good to go. Leggings, yeah, I have leggings
Yeah.
on today underneath mine, but you can even she wears them a lot, even just with her denims underneath them. Like you
Okay.
can make a bit of a shorter dress,
Right.
and make it almost like tunic style. So this is the Metamorphic Dress, the one that flips in and out, and then she also has another one that it's pretty popular, and I don't know which of these I'll make, but this is called the Hinterland.
Oh, I like that one.
And a lot of people, you can make a sleeved version or a sleeveless, and again, it's just one of those pieces that are timeless, and those are colors that will go with quite a few of the sweaters that I have. I'm thinking my gold love note would be really
Well, even like depending on what fabric you use, like they can be almost like all season wear depending on what you team it up with.
yeah,
Right?
absolutely, because when you're feeling cooler, and like today I've thrown
yeah.
like a thermal
Yeah.
t-shirt underneath it, and
But you could wear that like in the summer with just like a sports bra or something that crisscrossed at the back, or
yeah, or even just a short sleeve t-shirt
Yeah.
if you wanted a little more coverage. But anyway, so these patterns are available online is how you can get them, and then she sends you, I've already cut the pattern pieces out. These are just the instructions. Her instructions are for even somebody that wanted to just start sewing and make their very first garment. I feel confident that if you bought one of her patterns and you followed through the instructions, I think even a very beginner sewer could make either of these dresses.
I don't know.
It's possible, trust me, it is possible, but they're very very detailed patterns. She puts a lot of thought into them, and they're very I've lost the word I'm thinking of, but
User-friendly?
They're user friendly, but the garment that you're making, it's like a wardrobe staple.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you're moving towards the trend that's called slow fashion, where you're not just buying quick items that are seasonable or fashionable, but you want something that's going to sustain in your closet, that you're going to have years of wear from, then these are the types of profiles I like to make that are just, you know, fun and easy,
And they're comfortable.
They're comfortable,
Yeah.
and they look great with our sweaters, and yeah. So that's all I have for acquisitions. Just one, just one.
Okay. So now,
And
you have a
one
shop
gifted.
You have a shop update?
We can move to that. Okay, shop update. Again, I've not done much sewing in the last couple of weeks, but I'm hoping by the time this podcast is up, there will be some new items in the shop. The shop is looking pretty empty these days.
Unless I buy them all.
Some people were shopping pretty heavy in there, and that's good. That's good. It's fun to see. I had an order go to France.
Oh, that's nice.
And she had watched somebody else's podcast and seen that they had bought a bag, actually. So it's fun to see how, you know, I guess when I think about it, you know, I'm sitting downstairs in my sewing room sewing, and somebody in France is going to be using one of my bags, and it's bringing joy across the world, and that brings me joy. So some seasonal prints again. Still, you've already seen this one, and lucky winner is going to get one of those. This is just another little one. The ugly Christmas sweaters.
That's where I keep all my yarn for the little sweaters that I'm knitting.
Yeah, and they're not at all ugly. It's a super cute
not.
little bag, but you know, that's just the theme, the ugly Christmas sweater theme. This is another one, the pink tree, so a little bit non-traditional for a winter bag with a navy base.
Pretty.
And then this is a new fabric, and this one won't just be like, so like these little individual ones, they're just kind of like standalone little winter bags, and I make them all in the smaller size, so they just carry smaller projects. But this one is actually a fabric that I have enough of to do like the full collection. So by collection, I mean there's 2 different sizes of bags. There's the little scrappy zip sack, which I meant to bring one up and show, and then there's also the little peekaboo notions pouch. But anyway, this is a new winter bag, and I love this print. And I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. If I try to like put it to the light, maybe. There are little copper metallic bits on the peach colored fabric. And then there's this, which is a gray background. And then I've lined the bag just with a nice light dove gray
That's
lining.
so pretty, Kelly.
I always keep my bag linings light because I like to be able to see what's in the bag. And I find if the fabric gets too dark, it's difficult. But this is, to me, it's like,
I love that.
it looks Norwegian, or I don't even know. It's just, I love it. It's beautiful. It's going to be hard to part with these. They're really pretty. So these should be in the shop this week. And that's what I have for the shop.
Okay.
I have a new bag style coming in the new year. That's something I've been working on for a while, but I won't talk about that till I have finished samples to show. But it's I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
Okay. So I guess that's it for today then.
That is it for today.
Okay. Just a few little notes at the beginning of the podcast. We didn't say where you can find us. So on Instagram, I am Noelle's Knits and Pieces, and on Ravelry, N's Knits and Pieces.
And on Instagram and Ravelry both, I'm The Tangled Stitch. Okay. And then the shop is The Tangled Stitch Shop on Etsy. And the tutorial channel that I have is also called The Tangled Stitch. So it's just, I'm trying to keep the same name now across all platforms and slowly changing things that way.
Okay. And we do have show notes. So underneath the video, there's a link to the show notes. The show notes are on our website. And once you get into the website, you can click on the episode number and click on the links. It will take you to our Ravelry page if we have a Ravelry page. I also will list any, the shops that we've talked about, the different yarn dyers that we've talked about, like bag makers, probably the site for where you got your fabric too.
Yes,
I'll put that in there. So you should be able to link right directly to them and go to those sites.
Mm-hmm. And if you have any difficulty using Ravelry, I know some people do, just send us a comment. We're trying to be very well
Trying
within
to
a
keep
couple
up
of
with them.
days,
Yep.
trying to keep up with the comments and respond back to people. We don't want anybody to not be able to take advantage of some of the things that we're sharing. If they're having difficulty accessing a specific site, just let us know and we would be happy to send that information out. Noelle does the show notes, and she does very comprehensive show notes, and she actually uses links, so it isn't just where she's giving you the name and you've got to write it down and go and searching. She's actually putting links in for things, so it's a one-click, which is really handy. And yeah, we're having fun. We're just having fun. It's we've been getting quite a few comments that we've been responding to that we enjoy.
Yeah,
like
I enjoy,
new people,
love reading them.
new and
Yeah.
people that are finding us, and it's helping us to figure
so
out
nice
what we want to
to
create for content.
be able to like relate to people all over the world. So it's amazing.
That theory that we're sitting here in my living room today, and now tomorrow somebody in Norway will be watching the podcast. And we have a male follower. His name is Gary. He doesn't knit, but he might someday, and he's keeping track of what we're doing on the podcast as well. So hi to Gary. And so we're going to try to do one more
before
It'll
Christmas.
Probably be a quicker podcast,
Right.
And before Christmas, and as long as our area stays
safe
in a low zone that we can still visit.
We are lucky that way so
yes.
far anyway. But
All right.
okay, so stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy your making.
Happy making.
Happy
making.
Okay, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.